Um, yeah, good evening, everyone. Uh, Welcome to yet another session on demystify technical analysis. So I think it's a good journey that we have started, and now we are almost, I would not say ending, we are at the end of it, but yeah, we are around 70% of what you should know as a building block of technical analysis. So far we talked about what are bar chart, candlestick charts. Then we looked about various trends like uptrend, downtrend, sideways trend, and all those kind of stuff. Then we talked about the candlestick patterns. That was our last session. Now the thing starts getting very interesting, and I've been getting a lot of messages in terms of like they were super excited to part of this session because yeah, अब तक जो सीखा था it was good, but indicator somehow gives us that confidence that yeah, we are taking the trade which is very correct. To a certain extent I agree with them, and I use not too many indicators in my analysis, but as I told you, like, you have to find out what you are good at. So there I will teach you through a lot of many indicators. And people do ask me like, are you using all of them? And the answer is no. If I'm going to use all of them, there is a problem to it. Okay, but yeah, obviously I have used them in different part of my trading journey. That does not mean if I'm not using any indicator, does not mean that they do not have the viability of a predictive power, or वो trading में useful नहीं होते. No, the thing that you have to realize is that the indicators that I've used in the past, and then I move to some other indicators, then to other indicators, and there are other indicators that I'm currently using. They are suiting my personality for whatever the style of trading that I'm doing. So it is the most important crux that you should understand कि आप सीखो बहुत सारा कुछ, लेकिन ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ टाइम इन योर ट्रेडिंग जर्नी यू विल रियलाइज के बॉस मेरे पास ये 4 5 10 15 इंडिकेटर है, मुझे खाली एक या दो में ही मास्टरी करनी है. पर वो एक में मास्टरी करने के लिए आपके पास 10 15 का नॉलेज होना चाहिए. यू हैव टू हैव द नॉलेज ऑफ 15 20 indicators, what each one of them does. And this is what we are going to do, to learn through the process of what are the different kinds of indicators and how we can take the benefit of certain market characteristics. Okay, in terms of indicators. So let's start the journey. Okay, so indicators. So when I start this session, I always remember of two friends. Okay, I have these two friends. One is called Manish and one is called Mehul. Okay, these are all two differently, dynamically opposite characteristic friends that I have got. Okay, so one is like your buddy. Like if you want to go out partying at 12 o'clock in the night, he's always ready. And Manish is that kind of a friend. When he'll say, okay, you know what, you want to have fun, let's go out fun. रात को 12 बजे बाहर जाके पाव वड़ा खाना है, चलो खाते हैं. Okay, if you want to go to Lonavala, let's go to Lonavala. So that's one set of friends you will always have, where they will do everything what you want to do with you. Okay, and then there is another set of friends who will be like, you know what, it's too late, let's not go out. Okay, it's just there are a lot of many friends that we have it, like who always say कि हम लोग को कुछ जो भी करना है उसका opposite ही बोलते हैं. So similarly, in your trading you have these two friends. Okay, friend one is tell me whatever you do, I'm with you, right or wrong, I'm with you and I'll follow you. That means I will follow you. They are all your trend following indicators. Okay, or they are called as lagging indicators. And then there are another friend that I talked to you about, right? They are always contrary to हम लोग जो भी बोलेंगे. Whatever we say, they will always say opposite of it. So if we say, you know what, let's go out party, and say, no, no, it's too late. I want to go to work tomorrow. Similarly, the other friend will always tell you that market is overbought, don't buy it. Market is oversold, don't sell it. So we are going to study during this Saturday and the next Saturday about these two friends. And in my knowledge, both of them are very important in your trading career. What do I mean by that? Okay, just before I was you know uh, preparing for this presentation, I had this session at Algo Convention where we talked about discretionary trading versus rule based trading. And then they gifted us with a book called as Trend Following. Okay. So the name of the book is Following by Michael Cowell. And in fact, it just came out today. I don't know whether you are able to see on the camera. So this is the book that I got um, for being and part of that panel discussion. And I started out as a trend follower. Okay. And in my journey over a period of time, trend following has become a pillar stone around which I have started building my mean reversion strategies. So for me, both of them are very important from my trading perspective. Why do I say that way? Because there is a statistically proven, not classically, statistically proven that market is in the range about 70% of the time, and 30% of the time it trends. Okay. Again, I'm repeating, market remains sideways 70% of the time and trends only 30% of the time. Then why you should not learn about trend following? Just be happy with the mean reversion, or what we call as a use of leading indicator to trade the market, not trend follow the market. And the answer is always in the money that a trend follower can make is beyond our wildest imagination. Okay. Matlab, if you would have gone short on the March 1st, and I will show you a simple trend following indicator, what it can do, and you will be like amazed okay, how powerful these trend following indicators are. But the problem with them is, yeah, you will go through a lot of drawdowns, big drawdowns. And small nahi, Bill Dunn karke ek fund manager hai, and I'll show you. I think so. Kiruba, my good friend, always shows that chart a lot. He has gone through a drawdown. Drawdown is nothing but आपने पैसा बनाया फिर वापस दे दिया. Goes to the tune of 50% of the time he goes into a drawdown. Now imagine yourself. You made 10 lakh, you started with 10 lakh or 20 lakh, and then all of a sudden the market crashes or whatever, your strategy doesn't perform, your money becomes half. That's not a good state of mind being a trader. And that's why trend following is very, very, very difficult for a lot of traders. Whereas mean reversion is very good. Mean reversion, why it is good? Because हम लोग के गुजराती में बोलते हैं दे फटाफट ले फटाफट. What do I mean by that?
So guys, I believe there is some technical glitch. So I'm trying to reconnect Mr. Vishal Mehta. Please be on hold.
Mike, can you hear me? Hello.
Yeah, Vishal, I can hear you.
Yeah, I think so. It got dropped in between, right?
Yeah. So
Okay, I'm just sharing my screen. You have to enable me for the screen.
just give me a second. Here we go.
Sure. Let me just share my screen.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So we are good to go?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, good. Sorry for the small interruption. I'll just also keep my chat window here. So at least if there are anything, I can be aware of it. Okay. So we talked about why mean reversion or leading indicator. It's basically you buy low, sell high. That's what we are comfortable with, right? With trend following, you will never buy the top. You will never, sell the low. Or it will be always be like, sometimes we always say you buy high and you sell even higher. One people also, during that trend following session when Michael Cowell was talking about, he was talking about what is trend following, and he was talking about philosophy and everything. And one guy just posted out like, have you paid money just to listen to all this bullshit? And trust me, that guy has not really understood what trading is all about. Trading is all about knowing when the market is trend following and you should switch your gears. So it's like this. Agar aap highway pe ja rahe ho, if you're on a highway, National highway, obviously you are not going to run your car at 20 kilometer per hour or 30 kilometer per hour. Are you? No, right? You're going to run your car at 100, 120, 140, whatever the maximum permissible limit is. But you are definitely not going to run the car at 20 or 30 kilometers per hour, right? But once you reach inside a city, I'm sure you're not going to be able to run your car at 120 or 130, right? So this is your mindset that you should have it. If the market is in a trending market, if the market starts picking up a trend, you should start following these indicators, which are called trend following indicators. And then when the market is sideways, these indicators will help you. And now the immediate question that I have been doing this for a long time. बराबर है? इतने टाइम से मैं ट्रेनिंग कर रहा हूँ, I know the immediate question. Sir, ट्रेंड फॉलोइंग कभी करना है और साइडवेज मार्केट कभी कैसा पता चलेगा? How do I know if the market is a trending or it is in a sideways? Trust me, if anybody can figure out that answer, then I think so he'll make a lot of money. But the answer is not very clear. So obviously we will use certain indicators like ADX and few other indicators to decide, to tell us that there is a high probability that the market is trending. And with ADX also, we will talk about whether the market is sideways. But ADX, I think so will take some time. So we are going to focus on today on moving averages and MACD, because I think so these are all two powerful indicators themselves. And I use them personally in my trading. So I wanted to focus more on those indicators. So far, so clear? Okay. So what are the different lagging? There are various lagging indicators, but few of them that we are going to cover is MACD, moving averages, and average directional index. These are the core engine of a lagging indicators. So, okay, let me ask a very simple question to the audience. What is an average? If I get it on something on the chat, what is an average? Basic question. Sometimes basics is the most advanced stuff. I told you, right? No answer. Interesting. Nobody knows what is an average. I'm waiting. Or is the chat function working properly for you, all of you? It's okay. Now the answers have started coming in. Oh, maybe you are typing long answers. That's why it took some time. It's a mean value. It's an all observation divided by number of observation. Yes. It's a very simple thing, right? It's just you take the numbers and divided by the numbers, you get an average. So that's mean. And there is a concept called as median also that we are not going to talk right now. But let's talk about this. A simple average is formed by computing the average mean, as somebody rightly mentioned, price of a security over a specified number of periods. While it is easy to make a moving average on open, high, and low, but we are going to, for the learning purpose, we are going to take, say, closing prices. So as you can see over here, that if I take the last 10 numbers and divide it by 10, it gives me a number. On the 11th day, what I will do is, if it is a simple moving average, I will remove the first closing and I'll add the 11th closing. And then I have a 10 numbers again. Then again divide by 10. On the 12th day, I will remove the first two, again add those numbers 10 days, and then again put a number. Now, if I keep on doing every day, I'll get a, what this is called as not an average, but this is called as simple moving average. Because if you see, the average is actually moving. So it started at 66.39, then 66.03, 65.09, 65.660. It kept on moving. Now, if I would want to ask you a simple question, if a particular stock whose closing value is this 61.38 and the 10 days simple moving average value is 62.40, is it good or bad? it's good. Okay, good. Should I ask my question again? Whether the stock is below its moving average, is it good or bad? Only two people knows. Bad. Okay. Bad. 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 Okay. So, so for the people who says good, maybe your mindset is a mean reversion because you think if something is below its average, that means it is good to buy, so it will come to the average. But usually, what will happen is if the prices is below the moving average, that means something is wrong, right? So that's why we always say, but obviously there is a mean reversion tendency that is going to come back. And somebody said, yeah, short term bad, and then there's a buying opportunity. But if this is how I see it, okay, let's put it this way. Say Sachin Tendulkar's test average is at say 52 or 53 runs. And so how do we know whether it is good or bad, right? Just from a holistic perspective. If Sachin Tendulkar's test average is 52 runs, okay, and if he scores say 5 runs or 10 runs, is it good or bad? Bad, we know, right? Because Sachin is a great player, we always want him to make 100. But now Sachin makes say 88, and obviously he used to get out a lot at 90s, and there is a term coined after him like nervous 90s, right? And he scored 90. Is it good or bad? Yeah, for us it is always bad because we want him to make always more runs for us. But if you go back to his history and look out his average, he scored 52% on an average. So that means he has scored better than his average. And in the life, this will keep on happening with you. So you need to figure out whether if something is above its average, it is good, bullish, and if it is something is below, he is not performing to its potential. Let's take an example: Virat Kohli in this IPL, right? Has a tremendous potential, but he's not performing at his capability, and the numbers are not actually helping him. And obviously, this shows that he's in a downtrend. Yeah, but then we have people like who's making a lot of runs in IPL. I don't know who is making highest run, by the way. um, he's doing pretty well, so he's maybe above his average, and that's how you will figure out whether something is good or something is bad. Okay, KL Rahul, thank you. So, um, so there are different kinds of moving averages that you should be aware of it, right? Simple moving average, weighted moving average, and exponential moving average. So let us go one by one. What are they, and what is the philosophy that has been incorporated in them? So simple moving averages is nothing. Say, assuming if I would have taken a 200-day moving average. By the way, why 200-day moving average? Why whenever you go to any terminal, first moving average that you will see is the 200-day moving average. It's a long-term average, but usually we say it's a 1-year average, right, Falgun? So it's basically out of 252 days or 365 days, if you remove everything, on a broader level, Saturdays, Sundays, holidays, on a broader level, we are with 200-day left. And that's why we say a 200-day moving average. And that's why sometimes I believe technical analysis becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Okay, why? What do I mean by that? You will see sudden days, prices comes to this 200 average and start bouncing back from here. Okay, and we'll talk about them because everybody is looking at that moving average. And if you now go back when the market is falling, Dow Jones is falling, everybody is glued to that 50 and 200-day moving average because these are something what we call as an anchor points. मतलब हम लोग एक दरिया में, we are in a sea which we don't know, so we need some hook to know whether the market is overvalued or whether the market is undervalued. So 200-day becomes like a hook for everyone, so everybody pay attention to it. And when you pay an attention to it, all of a sudden उसका prominence बढ़ जाता है, उसकी value बढ़ जाती है, even though it has nothing magical about it. It's just because everybody believes and everybody's looking at that number, and that's why it becomes very powerful. Okay, so simple moving average क्या करता है? Nothing but when there are last 200 day का average लिया divide by 200, that gives you an average. So when the prices are about 200 day moving average, it is good. When the prices are below 200 day moving average, it is bad. Okay, so that's how you should start thinking, and nothing but it's simple, right? What do you mean by weighted moving average? So I didn't went into the formulas and methods because trust me, I personally have never went into the details of the formula, but on a broader level, we know what is a weighted average. Weighted average is nothing but it gives more weightage to the recent data. Whatever is happening now has more weightage than what happened 200 days ago. Correct? Right? So I will give an higher weightage to the recent data, less weightage than the previous day, or less weightage than these 2 days. And I keep on going back and till the 200 day where the weightage is minimalistic. So based on that, my moving average will try to capture the recent movement much faster, and it will be much nearer to the prices, assuming that I'm giving more weightage to the recent data and forgetting the past data. Then what is an exponential moving average? Exponential moving average is nothing, but this is a complicated formula, trust me. But what it does is gives a historical data some weightages and also gives more importance to the recent data. And this is how your exponential moving average is calculated. You don't have to do it because all the charting software comes along with it. So I always get this question, okay, Vishal, which are the best moving average? Should it be simple, weighted, and exponential moving average? And what I did was I plotted all of them together on the chart. Okay. And interestingly, not much of a difference happens among them. It's just the same, right? किसी ने थोड़ा weightage आपको entry ज़्यादा जल्दी दे दिया. Somebody gave you an entry early. That also takes you out from the system early. That does not mean it was good. You may have missed the big trend before because market turned around and again it started going up. So that's why it is very important to use one indicator. In my analysis, I only use simple moving average. As it is, life is very complicated, so I didn't want it to make it even more complicated by weighted and exponential. So let's keep simple 200-day moving average in our life, or obviously you can experiment with. I have seen people who use exponential 21-day moving average because they assume 20 days is a trading month. So if any close below 20-day moving average, that means monthly figure kuch kharab ho gaya. So they start looking for a bearish pattern. So there are various ways you can experiment with the market. Now I've just taken an age old example of our crash before 2008, and this was, I remember, was a 50 period moving average. Okay, so what used to happen is prices used to come to this 50 period moving average, bounce back, 50 period moving average and bounce back, a 50 period moving average and bounce back, right? But what you see is there is also another bottom. So there was a curve fitted moving average, which I put it up about 200 days, I think. So it was a 100-day moving average. Okay. It was put it here, 1, 2, and 3. Again took a bounce, again took a bounce. Okay. And then our very old 200-day moving averages, 233-day moving average. Prices came, it was a Fibonacci number, took a support, and took a support. Now you can come and tell me, Vishal, that has happened in the past. So you can always curve fit into your numbers that you are comfortable, right? And then decide which moving averages works best. And the answer is yes, there is a bit of curve fit that has happened in this. But you have to also remember that Virat Kohli, when he started his career, was trading, betting at a different average. Then he matured, he started trading at a different average. So his average also started changing as his career progressed, right? So you really want to know what is at that point of time, what is the right average. It is giving him a support के बस इसके नीचे जाता है, वहां पे support लेके वापस ऊपर चला जाता है. It takes a support. So if you see over here at these junctures, somewhere around these junctures, the prices used to always take a support. So that was a good indication. Okay, it was some good indication that market is respecting this average and taking to a higher level. Everyone with me so far? So how do I trade moving averages? The classic way of trading moving averages, when two moving averages are used, one is for longer term trend for identification and shorter for the timing of the market, or you can look for the crossovers. Okay, so it is nothing but the interplay between the 5 days and a 20-day moving average. Anybody want to take a guess on the chat why 5 and 20? Why 5 and 20? Weekly and a monthly. Falgun Bhai topped the rank for the number of answers he gives. Okay, so it is nothing but a weekly moving average and a monthly moving average. So I want to play between a week to a 20-day. Somebody takes 10 and 40 as well, and you can take 7 and 21 also in your consideration. Now, what you can tell, come and tell me, Vishal, why these numbers? You can take any numbers. Take for the identification of one moving average and one for the trend following. So how does the moving average signals that I'm going to take? Okay. Bullish, when the short-term moving average crosses the long-term moving average and it goes, it's called as golden cross. We will see with the live example only, so we will get to know. And this is called as golden cross. And when the short-term moving average crosses the long-term and goes down, it is called as a death cross. What do I mean by that? Okay, in these two moving averages, I have plotted 5 and 20. What do you think is the green moving average and what is the period of 20 period moving average? Falgun, you are not allowed. Anyone else? What is this? What is the period of green moving average and what is the period of 20 period moving average? Any guesses? Green is fast moving average and the red one is 20 period moving average or a long term moving averages, right? I think so. You guys just get it right. Why? Why do you say so that green without looking anywhere I've plotted anything? You can see nothing. So why did you guessed it right? The green is much the fast and the red one is the slow. Very common sense, right? Closest to the price, as Arina mentioned. Bala Subramaniam. Green is closest because it is only taking 5 days of data. Okay, if I'm going to take a 5 days data, this movement will be captured much faster in my 5 period moving average than a 20 period moving average, which will take some time to catch up, right? And that's why you need to you will always be, without looking at any legend also, you will know that which is the fast moving average and which is the slow moving average. Sorry. Okay, so what is the golden cross? As you rightly mentioned, short term crossing long term and going up, you buy. It's a golden cross or a bullish crossover. And a short term crossing long term from the top to down, it goes down, it is called as death cross or a bearish crossover. Now I will show you a classic problem with anyone who is following trend following strategy. Okay, यहाँ पे ट्रेनिंग ले ली, बहुत अच्छी ट्रेनिंग है, we can make a lot of money, let's do. Okay, so they go back and say, okay, whenever I get a buy signal, I will buy, and whenever I get a sell signal, I will sell. What they will do? Buy here, sell here. Although in the chart you are able to see there is a profit, but it is actually not, because you will get a signal at the end of the day, next day you will get out, or sometimes you are very smart, no, आज तो signal आया है, एक दो दिन राह देखते हैं. So yeah, obviously nothing wrong in that, but then the prices closes here. Okay, when the prices again goes up, okay, so here you will not get the signal, you will buy somewhere around here, so on an even your break even. Now you go short and the prices again comes back and you say, dude, I was supposed to make so much of money and then again nothing. So you say, okay, यहाँ पे मैंने बेचा, यहाँ पे खरीदा, nothing much to be made on this. So you again go long. Within few bars, you get another sell signal. Again, a loss-making trade. So you go short here. And then all of a sudden you get a buy signal. So again, a loss trading signal, and you say, you know what? बहुत loss हो रहा है. Then you again go long. After few bar, like, you know, a long journey, you are very happy that the prices are in your favor. It again gives you a sell signal. And you are like, shit. And के boss, अभी discipline, मतलब I took one trade, shorted 2 trade, 3 trade, 4 trade, 5 trade, 6 trade and 7 trade. And you said, boss, 8 trades तक मेरे को कुछ वैसे ही मिला नहीं. And then you give up on trading or trading that strategy. And what happens? A buy signal comes, which takes Reliance to 500 rupees to about 600 odd. Another signal comes, okay, takes 600 to somewhere around 650. Another signal comes, which takes 650 to directly 800. Now, a lot of people, I'm sure, will never be able to trade them. They will never trade that, because after this, they will give up on trading, because trend following is basically, how do I say it? It is basically, it will keep on telling you all the time that you are wrong. And from the childhood, again repeat, from the childhood, we have been trained that you need to be right to make money. And I've used one strategy on Super Trend, and I remember that at one point of time, I was wrong 13 consecutive times. Not one, not two, not 3. I can count till 13. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Consecutively, I was wrong. And if you're trading something discretionarily, trust me, you will be after 4th or 5th losses, you will give up on your system. Or either you will change the system, either you will change the guru who taught you, or either you move away from the market because you will think the market is not for you. But what was the most interesting thing, you know what? After that 13th trade, the 14th trade that I took was a Feb fall, the March, the big fall, right? I actually recovered everything. I recovered everything that I lost in my 13 consecutive losses and was still profitable by 50% for the year. Imagine that. Just one good trade took care of my 13 consecutive losses. And that is what the power of trend following is. But the problem is, we live in a world of instant gratification, where मैंने buy किया तो ऊपर ही जाना चाहिए. क्यों? Okay, because it's a recorded session, I can't say. There is nothing in the market that if you buy, it should go up. Market will do. You are just a participant in the market. And that's why you get emotionally attached to the trading systems, right? Or trading. कि बस मैंने buy किया तो ऊपर ही जाना चाहिए. नहीं. Because when you bought, somebody sold it also. He was also thinking that market should go down. And when you start taking things personally in trading, that becomes a big problem for a lot of us. And that's what I was trying to highlight a lot to you, that in trend following, okay, you will go wrong more often than you can think of it also. Okay, I have statistics. Okay, there is something called as Monte Carlo simulation that has been done. If you run a 50% probability trading system, there is a chance in a bucket of 10,000 trades that you take, one sequence of trade may have a 13 to 15 consecutive losses in a row, but you still end up making money. And that's where, when you are using a trend following strategy, your money management becomes a very powerful tool, because you are going to lose a lot. So you have to be prepared in your mind beforehand, that if I'm going to lose a lot, I don't want to lose on a very big trade. So there are smart people also, they do something called as martingale money management system. I'm sure we're going to cover all this in the later stage, but just as we are here on a concept of leading indicators and what my experience. These are all not, no textbook will teach you. This is, we have been doing through trading and making money and losing money. So somebody will say कि boss loss होने वाला है ना, तो next time में double कर दो. Okay, अगर buy signal आया, buy किया, loss हुआ ना, तो double, short double. ये अगर short किया और अगर buy signal आया तो 3 time. अगर हुआ, trust me, it's a road to ruin. मतलब you are going to blow up your account one fine day. And this is a classic thing that a lot of people in casino do, right? They think के boss red और black है, right? यहाँ पे होना क्या है, इधर ऊपर जाएगा इधर नीचे जाएगा, राइट? तो एक जगह पे डबल करते जाओ कि अगर लॉस हुआ तो डबल करो, लॉस हुआ तो डबल करो, लॉस हुआ तो डबल होगा, कभी तो राइट होगा. रिमेंबर, एटलीस्ट कसिनो में देयर इज अ लिमिट के बॉस आफ्टर अ सर्टेन लिमिट यू कैन नॉट इंक्रीज योर स्टेक, राइट? इन ट्रेडिंग में इट कैन गो ऑन फॉर ऑल, एंड 13-14 कंसेक्यूटिव लॉसेस आ गए आपके, so your trading career is finished. Trust me, you matlab you will be in such a big debt that you will never be able to recover. So never use martingale money management system in trend following. So that's my suggestion, but obviously there are other people who have different thought process around it. But buy sell buy sell buy sell buy sell करके आप थक जाओगे, और जब भी जैसे ही छोड़ोगे ना, shit, ये मेरे को ट्रेड करना चाहिए था, you make this full big trade, and then you say okay, you know what, I will take another trade. जैसे ही buy आया वापिस सेल आ गया, बोला नहीं यार ये ट्रेंड फॉलोइंग चलता ही नहीं है, अगेन अनदर ट्रेड. So you took all these losses, okay, but never took the one which would take care of your profit. Then again, after a point of time, you realize that trend following works. You jumped into a trend following system. Again, it started giving you a loss, and then you again gave up, and then the trend again started. And this is the classical way of people losing money using a trend following strategy. Either just make up your mind that you do trend following always, come what may. And I have just put a tweet out. It's for some people, it is a way of life. It is not just a system. You know what? When Michael Cowell did interview Larry Heights and some of the guys, he said Tom Basso is also a trend follower. And I was like, dude, how can a Tom Basso, who is the founder of Amazon, right? How can be a trend follower? We only know Amazon as Amazon, website, and Amazon cloud server, and Amazon Kindle, maybe 2 or 3 products that we know. But you don't know that Amazon would have created more than 30 to 40 products which never went live. Because, or even if they went live, they were a loss making business and they shut it down. And what is that? It's nothing but trend following. You take small losses, you take small losses, you can take small losses, but one big trade, right? One big trade will take care of your small losses and put you in a different orbit. राकेश झुंझुनवाला का मैंने एक इंटरव्यू देखा था, ठीक है? He himself put it on the channel saying that I am not more than right 40 to 50% of the time. Then how does he make so much of money? Because when he's right, he sits throughout. क्योंकि बहुत सारे लोग का ये भी प्रॉब्लम है. When you buy sell, you buy sell, you buy sell, and when you start seeing profit, you say, boss, last time दिखा था फिर चला गया था. I saw profit coming up and then it came down and I had a loss. I saw big profit and it came down and I booked in the loss. Now when the prices again comes back, बोला के boss, वापिस चला जाएगा ये profit. Let me get out, and you book out. And what happens is market just trend follows. Okay. So always remember that if you're trend following, have a system, have some capital deployed to your trend following system, which will give you a kind of a kicker in your return. And we will talk about how you can combine the strategies and everything. So a long story short, it's as it is a lagging indicator, you will always be able to capture the big moves when it comes along. The question is when it comes along. Till that point of time, you need to be in the system. Okay, you need to be in the system. It is a act as a good support and resistance. We have seen that it shows underlying trend. all the lagging indicator gives many whipsaws when it comes to the sideways market. And remember, I told you one statistical number: 70% of the time market remains sideways. That means more than 70% of the time you are going to go wrong. Just accept it, then only go for trend following strategy. कि बस मैं ट्रेड करूंगा ना, वो गलत ही होगा. Don't even think that I will make money. Think the other way around. You know, there is this philosophy that you need to be positive attitude towards the life, right? And I have this fight with my wife always, because I'm a firm believer of the thing called as the secret, right? Where you have to, what you think becomes true. But in trading, I take a different approach. And when I'm following a trend following systems, I know for sure, fact, but at least it mentally gives me so much of confidence that when I'm wrong, and I'm going to be wrong many, many times, out of 100 trades, 60 to 70 trades, I'm going to go wrong. And I know beforehand. Or I had made a peace with my mind कि बस मैं wrong ही होने वाला हूँ. And then when there is a profit coming, it is bonus for me. Okay. Sometimes there is a significant amount of money left on the table as it gives late signals. Obviously, nobody is going to get the top and the bottom. Now I will come to my favorite indicator that I use for market predictions. So people who know me very well, I'm more systematic trader and a small discretionary portfolio. And I have started building up a decent size, at least in my capability, a short positions in the market using only these indicators. And I always been very open about what I do. Okay. And this is, I always believe it's a very powerful indicator that you should definitely have it in your arsenal. So what is the moving average convergent divergence? Okay. Now, every one of us, uh, uh, I think so, Mayank, we may need to, go a little extended because this will take some time. Okay. So in our moving average crossover examples, we know this, right? That this is a short-term moving average and this is long-term moving average, right? You told me the green one and the red one like this, right? The green one is the short-term and the red one is the long-term. Now, what you see is if there is a trend pickup, can you see when the market is not doing trending, what is happening to the difference between the two? Very minimalistic. And it again cross over each other, right? Again, it cross ups and the difference between the T is very small and then again cross down. Again goes up, the difference increases and you think that the trend is developing and the again comes down. So when you keep on seeing this happening, but what happens once the market picks up a trend? The difference between short-term moving average and a long-term moving average, can you see the difference? Is increasing. The difference between the two is increasing. The difference between the short-term moving average and the long-term moving average is nothing but a MACD, moving average convergence divergence, right? So at this juncture, if you can see over here, that when the short-term green moving average crossing the red one, what is the value of the difference between the two? Zero, right? It is zero because there is no difference. But as the market picks up the trend, you can see the MACD value starts going up. But when the prices starts coming down or the prices starts coming down, MACD starts coming down, the MACD also coming down. And when the green line crosses short term, you get your zero line crossover. Now this is 1226. By default, lot of chart, softwares, any software that you take it, even TrustLine, they will put 1226. And there is something called as E9. It's nothing. So 12 period is the this moving average, short-term moving average. 26 is the long-term moving average. So difference between the two is the MACD. Now this also has some values. इसकी भी कुछ value है 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, whatever. Now if I put this as just the closing prices, and remember in our previous few slides we talked about exponential moving average. Sorry. I am going to plot an exponential 9-period moving average on top of this particular line on these values, and I will get my moving average E9. So what is this? 12, 26 का difference हो ये हो गया और उसका exponential moving average ये हो गया यहाँ पे draw करके. So how do I generate my buy and sell signals? these are the three ways I generate my buy signals. But I love this part of MACD. I will talk about this too, but obviously I want to emphasize on this because I know for a fact that this works. Okay. So bullish line central, bullish center line crossovers and bullish moving average crossovers, and we'll talk about positive and negative divergence. Now, center line crossovers is nothing, but I've just plotted 1226 ka difference. Now, if you see over here, the MACD crossing zero line, I buy. MACD crossing zero line goes down, I sell. Again, I buy. Again, I sell. Whenever they are crossing, I'm just buying and selling. It is good, okay? It is, but there is no difference between this and a crossover of 1226. You are using the same, right? It's the same. Nothing changes. It's just 1226 period moving average. यहाँ पे मैंने HDFC bank buy करके रख दिया. It just kept on going up and up and up. Now there was a problem with this crossover thing. If you remember, I'll just take few step back. Now this moving average crossovers came here, right? So my central zero line यहाँ पे cross हुआ. What if I could have plotted a exponential moving average? Okay, वो यहाँ पे कहीं पे काट दिया रहता था. I would have got an early exit signal before the two moving average crossover signal came in, right? So what I do is, if you see over here, I got my buy signal in Tata Motors and I got my sell signal. I got my buy signal here about 775 और यहाँ पे मुझे sell signal आ गया. Assuming I was just using a moving average crossover or a central line crossover, my signal would have come somewhere around here. पर मुझे, because I was using an exponential moving average on MACD, it gave me an early signal to exit. Sometimes it works in your favor, sometimes it is not in your favor. Okay, but I always believe that, you know, a central line crossover से better है ये moving average crossover का. Now comes the my favorite part. Okay, these are the another example. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala just bought a big stake. I'm hoping he has bought somewhere around here at 75 now currently on this full bull rally in Tata Motors. Yeah, looks like he has bought it. Okay. Now this is my example of divergence. Now I'm sure you, wherever you are staying, okay, there will be a hill station near your state. Now imagine you are sitting in a car and going with your family in this nice beautiful car on this nice beautiful you know, hill station. And when the car is going, you are driving at 60, 70, 80 on a express highway, you can do up to 120 as well. All of a sudden, for fun, you remove the accelerator. Now what will happen is, because your initial thrust in the car will still go up, right? But after a point of time, it will start reducing its speed because the gravitational force is acting against it. And after a point of time, your car will still go up, but then it will go at a slow and slow and slow space. At one point of time, it will stop and it will start coming down. Yes? And this is what all about divergence. Price is going up. It's your initial acceleration. But when the momentum or your acceleration comes down, what will happen is, your, because of your initial thrust, prices will go down, lekin momentum down ho raha hai. After a point of time, the prices will come down. And that's what we always say, कि momentum precedes the price. I agree, bhav bhagwan hai, lekin at a certain juncture, what I've seen is momentum actually gives you an early indication that the market is tiring and there is a high chance that you sit next to the fire exit in a theater hall. And I was having a conversation with one of my friend about few days back only, that I'm sitting, and this was the exact word that I used. Right now, I don't have any holding position. I don't hold any stock right now because I feel the market is due for a crash. Luckily, the sentiments are changing now for us to be on the bad side. But market actually started giving you early indication of it, that market is getting tired. And how do I see that? First, we will understand what is a positive or a negative divergence and a bullish divergence. Now, if the prices are going up, okay, the prices are going up, but the indicator is going down, that means something is wrong. And I will show you a way of how you can, with a real example, we will take few live examples today and then see how you would have drawn this negative and positive divergence. Price is making new high, indicator going down, it's a negative divergence. Whereas price is going down, but the indicator making new high, it is called as a positive divergence. So here it is for you. Price is making new high. Ideally, I should be thinking that indicator should also be making new highs. What is indicator doing? Going down. And that is an early indication that the market may be tiring. Maybe it can go up. See, at this point of time, there was a divergence which got nullified. But still, there is a divergence on a broader time frame. When the markets are going up, then the acceleration also should have gone up. Why the acceleration is not going up? That is the first sign of weakness that you should be ready with. Okay, this is what we call as the negative divergence. And we will see with live example. I really didn't wanted to put it on PPT. I really want to show you with live examples. What happened to Bajaj Finserv at the top? Market making new top, new top, new top, new top. This particular stock is making all new top, right? What was happening to the MACD? It should have made new tops, right? What is happening to the MACD? Going down. That is your early indication. Okay, boss, all is not well. Okay. When the market crashed and the market started making lower bottoms all the time, what was indication was doing or indicator was doing? Going up. That was telling you that the market is making a positive divergence. And I should not be that bearish on this particular counter anymore. If I would want to see here, it was a clear-cut triple top. If you remember in your past series. So if there was a triple top, the indicator should also made a triple top, but no, indicator was actually going down. That was an early indication that this triple bottom ke break ke baad, the market will become weak. Why this momentum works? So let's go back in the psychology of it, right? And that is very important for every one of us. All of us lives in a world where instant gratification is needed. मैंने अभी लिया, अभी profit मेरा बढ़ना चाहिए. Till the time when you are buying and the indicator or the momentum was very strong, आपने खरीदा, when you bought, the prices went up and you are very happy, right? And you sold it or you just hold on for a while. Again, market ne gave a signal, you bought it, within like 5-10 days, it give you 5-10% and you were like, wow, big money, right? All of a sudden, when you go to this phase, when you buy, although the prices are going up, but it is dragging itself slowly. So up till now, paisa fatafat ban raha tha, so you were very happy. But now, when you bought and you were in that mindset, कि बस हर बार पैसा बना है, and you continue that mindset again, कि बस अभी खरीदोगा तो वापस पैसा बनेगा, लेकिन अभी धीरे धीरे बन रहा है. So that gets you a little jittery, कि बस कुछ तो लफड़ा है. Why it is not going that fast? And all of a sudden you see some other stocks moving up much faster and say, boss, मेरा stock क्यों नहीं बढ़ रहा है? Okay. And then all of a sudden the market cracks. The minute the market cracks, you panic. Because up till now, to paisa ban raha tha. You are making money. But then all of a sudden, you are not making money. You are seeing a profit which cracked immediately. And you start panicking and you start hitting the sell buttons. And that is all this panic gets created. And this is what I've seen happening again and again. So let me just show you some live examples rather than, we talking about it. So at least, so let's put few charts that we want to see. So HDFC we have already seen. Let's take an example of our favorite stock. One of the favorite stock, I would say, not anymore. Can you see our one of the stock that you are looking at? DHFL, right? Few things that you have to remember that. And why I taken this example, right? Let me just plot moving average 200-day. Remember, once this came, okay, once there was a close below 200-day moving average, I will never buy any stock which is below 200-day moving average. Never, ever, unless and until you are a value buyer, which I don't think so most of us are not. Okay. राकेश भैया ने पैसा बनाया, वेरी गुड फॉर हिम, बिकॉज राकेश भैया की स्टोरी के पीछे और कितने फेलियर्स हम, मतलब उन लोग के कितने लोगों ने वैल्यू इन्वेस्टिंग ट्राई किया, कभी पैसा ही नहीं बना. लोगों ने ओएनजीसी खरीदा है, पीएफसी खरीदा है, दे बॉट सो मच स्टफ, राइट, बट नेवर दैट वैल्यू नेवर गॉट अनलॉक्ड. So what I would try to do is I will never ever buy a stock which is below 200-day moving average. Never ever buy a stock which is below 200-day moving average. That will save you a lot of pain in life. What is this stock? A blue chip of the blue chip, right? A below 200-day moving average, 12 rupees. So और कुछ सीखो ना सीखो, but I highly encourage you, learn at least never to buy any stock which is Suzlon, right? Now it is going about 200-day moving average. Should we buy? Okay, just kidding. Now let me just not talk about the mid-cap stocks, but just talk about divergences. Okay. Now let me just remove this. Now, if you see over here, people say, you know what, Vishal, तो divergence तो हर बार दिखता रहेगा. Not necessary. I will show you something very interesting. Okay. Can you see market going up? Indicator also going up. With me? Sorry. Market going up. Indicator going down. First indication, some trouble. That does not mean that I should start getting short on the market. What I figured out a right way to look at this thing, right? Where did this particular swing top started its swing? It is from this particular bottom, correct? And where did this swing top started from? This particular bottom. What if I draw a trend line connecting this top and these two bottoms where the swing had started? Whenever there is a break down below it, I will confirm this divergence has been confirmed. Okay. And this is where I will put my stop loss. जो भी बार का मेरा नीचे breakdown हुआ है, उसका previous बार का high will be my stop loss, and I will go short on that market. Now target, obviously you can want to keep whatever target you want to keep it. Okay. Let's talk about another area. Okay. What happened here? Price is going high. Indicator going low. Nobody knew that there is going to be a scam. This is unheard of. Okay. This is black swan. Nobody would have known it. But at least you would have started preparing or trading based on it. At least your life would have been out here. You would have been out here, stop loss here. Why? Because this particular swing started from this bottom and this particular swing top started from this particular bottom. And I just connected these two lines. Now let's take few other examples. Reliance. Okay. Should I buy Reliance or not? Now you tell me, should I buy Reliance or not? As of now, what is interesting, you know, it is actually working as MACD should work. No, it did not. Price is going up. MACD started going down. Where did this swing top started? You can take this swing. If there is a long-term trend following, obviously I will see whenever the crossover happened here. So this is my swing bottom. When did this crossover happen? Around this bottom. What will I do? This bottom and this bottom extended into the future. When it cracked here, that was my initial indication. Okay, boss, I should be going short. What is the stop loss? I told you the breakout bar ka previous bar ka high. If it is the wrong, and trust me, okay, luckily you are seeing something that has worked fantastically. But I've been trading this personally, and I can tell you with my experience, to catch a top and the bottom is the most difficult thing. When you're going to trade this strategy, be ready to go wrong at least 3 times before you actually get it right. Okay, and if you go back to my Twitter account and go through this few tweets that I put it out, I actually put it out in very early of January that 2008 fall and 2020 fall exactly resembles each other. Exactly. Like they were showing the same characteristics of 2008 ka fall and 2020 ka fall. It was like a mirror image. And I actually went short and made decent money. But in the subsequent recovery after the budget, I gave it back to the market. And I never had the courage to again go back in the market to hit it hard. But this time, maybe I have learned from my experience. But I can keep on going with few more examples. Then we take the questions. Any 1 or 2 stocks? Okay, let's talk about intraday. Vishal, does it work on intraday? I always get this question. I love this question when people ask me. Okay. 30-minute chart. And I told you, right? I will always keep my side very safe. Always be ready with 3 times going wrong. Okay. Now, if you see over here, let's take some other stock. Say, let's take Nifty only. Why to go anywhere else? And I put it 3-minute chart. Everybody can see the 30-minute chart. Yes, with me. Now let me just try to show you some divergences. Segment. Okay. Now you tell me, where do you see the divergence? Are you able to spot any divergences? I'll show you one. What happened to the prices? Went down. What was happening to the MACD? Going up. With me? Where did this crossover started, or where this bottom started from? This particular top. So at least I know this top is my first point of drawing a trend line. This is my second bottom. Where did the swing started from? This particular top, somewhere around here. What do I need to do? Draw a trend line. What happened? A breakout happened. A bar previous to the breakout bar, this particular bar low is my stop loss. If it is a false breakout, it will break out and it will come down and it will just go below this previous bar and it will trigger out. Guys, this is years of experience and losing of money, lot of money in the market to decide this is the system how I should be trading it. Okay. Let's take another example. If I can spot few more. Okay. Prices, double bottom. Where did this started from? This particular top. And where did this started from? This particular top. What will I take? Take a high, breakout of the high. Whenever this breach, previous bottom high is my stop loss. ride the rally to a certain level. Profit targets जो भी आपको decide करना है कर सकते हो. It works across the time frame. If I would want to go to a 5-minute chart also, but obviously remember that the lower time frame you keep it, the higher the probability that you will go wrong. Remember, I always told you that the more the probability you will put it up, your chances of going wrong will be even that higher. Now what happened? Prices thoda niche aaya, but look at the MACD. Where did this started from? This particular bottom, right? And this particular swing on this bottom. So if I would have drawn a steep trend line, which I don't advocate, more than 45 angle degree trend line, it kind of gives you an early indication. So that's what I really want to kind of emphasize on you guys, that, you know, start looking at things objectively. That will give you a lot of indication. A big fall on a 5-minute chart, but a clear-cut divergences on a 5-minute chart developing. So with this, I think I've taken enough examples. Sorry, we can kind of take question, Mayank.
Yeah, sure. For sure. So guys, if you have any question, you may type your questions on the chat box. So Vishal, we'll be taking the questions for next 5 to 10 minutes only.
Sure.
Any questions, guys? With MACD, is there a strategy that involves entry exits?
Entry exits. I thought I've been talking about that only. So for the MACD, yes, you can entry and exits are the moving average crossovers. MACD crossovers. You buy here, and when the MACD, okay, there are another ways that I've read somewhere, okay, but I've not experimented with it. See, MACD is a not so great when it comes to your sideways market. So if you check this out, right? Okay, let's forget about this MACD. But can you see this histogram below it? It's nothing but a difference between MACD and MACD average line. So what that particular trader did what is basically ये जो MACD के crossovers हो रहे हैं, मतलब difference between the forests of the MACD, which is nothing but a difference between MACD and MACD exponential moving average. एक बार क्रॉस हुआ, ऊपर दूसरी बार हुआ, तीसरी बार हुआ, चौथी बार हुआ, पांचवी बार के बाद it will figure out highest high of last 20 bars in that period and lowest low of next 20 bars. And in that period, he will mark the range, because what is happening is because this MACD is crossing each other very fast to each other, market is actually sideways. So you take a range up and the high. So if the prices is still remaining between the two range, that is okay. But when the market starts going above those ranges, you get entry into the prices. So that's how you can use it, MACD. Otherwise, traditional way is basically MACD crossing its average and MACD crossing its average down, entry and exit.
So next question is from Nitin. Ideal time frame and intraday?
There is no right answer. But obviously, you will not be trading, say, half an hour or 1 hour chart, because you still need sufficient number of bars to trade your strategies. And people are very innovative these days, right? So a lot of people are trading on a 5-minute chart or a 10-minute chart, nothing greater than 15 minutes. I don't think so. It's not a intraday time frame, because your positions can get carried over and your signals are pretty less. So 5-minute, 3-minute, 5-minute, 10-minute. But you should also be very smart sometimes. If you have a very, you will see sometimes when those 5 minutes are completing, like I'll give you an example. I know for a fact today, 2 o'clock, there is a big movement happens. 3 o'clock, a lot of big movement happens. If you see the candles of 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock, and if your positions are going against you now, try to use 1 minute earlier, because what will happen is that exactly at say 3 o'clock, lot of algos will complete their hourly chart, half hourly chart, or a 15-minute chart, and all the algos will fire at that point of time on that same time period, and you will see a big slippage coming in your system. And it's like, why this system is coming? Sometimes you can get more innovative. You should have, like, 4-minute chart or a 1 minute prior interval than the actual time frame that everybody is using.
So Pushkaraj is asking how to become uncle in stock market.
Like me, I have become an uncle in the stock market.
What does it mean by uncle?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think he mean to say champ, right?
Champ, I'm assuming, but yeah.
In many ways, it depends upon
You
the
lose a lot of money, you will automatically become champ of what not to do.
uncle. So Anirban is asking for the recording. Yes, definitely we'll be putting it on the Trustlines YouTube channel. You can access it over there. Next question is from Arena. Does a simple moving average crossover or MACD crossover have the odds of being profitable over long term?
In the very long term, yes. In the very long term. Okay. That's why I'm very categorically. And it also depends on the instrument to instrument. I would never, somewhere I'm in the middle of it right now, to dismantle a trend following strategy on index, because index is actually a very good trend following measure. But you will see a lot of people are now trading indexes, right, because of the liquidity and everything. And you see a lot of mean reversion happening in index a lot. I would do trend following on a mid cap stock or a small cap stock where I know for sure that once the trend picks up, like if you would have bought Lotus Lab, okay, let's take one for an example, just okay, and a simple moving average crossovers. Why am okay? Something okay.
What happened, Vishal?
No. I'm just trying to pull up the Lotus Lab daily chart. Okay. So if I would have put a simple MACD or a moving average crossover, if you see over here, if I would have bought at what 319.14 and now it's a split adjusted that is going to take place. Say 500 to 1,500 somewhere around here, I get a clean run because this stock usually have this propensity of if they pick up a trend, they just keep on in the trend. Similarly, you will have commodities. Usually they don't trade much, but once they trend, like crude oil fall that we have seen, because that's a clear cut mismatch of supply and demand. Currency, there is a clear cut supply and demand mismatch. In stocks, trend following works, but not that great.
So should I come to next?
Yeah.
Next is from Falgun Bhai, and you were keep calling him Falguni.
Acha, oh, sorry.
It was Falgun Bhai. So his
Okay.
question is, what is 20 MA in daily chart is equal to 1 hour chart? Any calculation?
That is a difficult one. I can't think of it right now in my mind. 20 moving average on a daily time frame. No, it is a 20 period, 20 daily bar. So that means a monthly moving average, not a 1 hour chart. You actually read it the other way around. So if a 20 moving average on a daily chart is basically you are trying to capture a monthly 20 days of movement, that is effectively a monthly movement. So yeah, it is the other way around.
So next one is from MAM, M-A-M. I don't know. So they are asking RSI divergence works well or MACD divergence?
Good that you asked this question. Okay. Because I take divergences, but so once you will study about RSI, we will see divergence are there also, and they're leading indicator. But I actually prefer MACD divergence much better than the RSI ones, because they being a leading indicator, they tend to give a lot of divergences and fail. But my experience with MACD has been very powerful. Okay. Why I say that my experience with MACD is very powerful, because first of all, it's like an elephant. पहले तो आप 2 मूविंग एवरेज का डिफरेंस ले रहे हो, फिर उसका मोमेंटम चेक कर रहे हो. दैट मीन्स यू आर एक्चुअली ट्राइंग टू टर्न अ टाइटेनिक, एंड टाइटेनिक को टर्न होने में टाइम लगेगा. And once the Titanic turns, it is not going to be turned like this and again go like this, right? It will turn for good. So that's why I prefer divergences in MACD much more than on what I call it. Yeah. Then on this RSI.
Yeah. So Vishal, I think we should wrap up now.
Sure.
So I
Sure.
don't see much questions now. We can take the one last question from Tushar.
Okay.
How you get to know stock is moving slow and get to know it's overbuy?
Once you buy, if it doesn't move, it is moving slow. Simple. No, but we will try to. No, that's the right answer actually. But we will have certain indicators like ADX and everything, which tends to give you certain indication that if the market is in a trend or it is in a sideways format. So that's what we are going to keep it for next week. So yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
fine, Vishal.
Thank
So
you.
thank you so much, Vishal, for
Yep.
the nice explanations and everything. Thank you,
Surely.
guys. Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
guys. Thank you.
All have
Bye.
a good, happy weekend. Bye bye. Take care. Also, I'm sharing the links of our social media platforms over the chat, so you all may follow us over there. We'll love to see your fan following and all.
Yeah.
Thank you,
So what
Vishal.
I would want to say is like, you guys can put it out on social media as well because a lot of people can benefit if you think, and your friends
The
and
live
families can
live
benefit. Yeah.
broadcast, you mean to say?
No, yeah, for the live broadcast, you can put it out on, various social media that you have attended this session.
From
Yeah.
the next time we'll be
Yep.
doing that.
Yep. Okay. Bye.
Okay. Thank you, Vishal. Thank you,
Yep.
everyone. Bye bye.